Hi, it's Shannon back from houseimprovements.com, and today I'm going to do a demo on how to install hardwood flooring onto your existing staircase. So you can see up top here, I've already done a couple of them. So we've used the same flooring that we used in the rest of the home, plus some stair nosing pieces, which is a special piece that's needed to do the very front edge of the stairs on the upper tread part. So all the pieces were cut and glued in place. You could nail them if you want. It just ends up being a lot of nail holes to fill. I find using construction adhesive works quite well. So the main thing you want to do is get all your pieces cut to fit. You can see we're staying pretty tight if we can to the walls, just to make a nice appearance. In the lengths and the sizes we're dealing with here, you don't get a lot of expansion and contraction, so we can glue it down tight and make it tight to the walls as best we can, and shouldn't have any issues. Okay, so to start out with, I've actually got the pieces all cut. We're going to do this tread down here. One thing we did have to do, these were existing stairs, they had been carpeted before, so the front edge of the tread, the part you walk on, overhung the riser below it. So what we had to do was take a saw and cut these all off, basically flush or near flush, so that this riser part is all straight up. So that's the first kind of thing you need to do. After that, just try to keep your work area nice and clean so you're not getting a bunch of dust or anything underneath it that is going to add to any kind of creaking, groaning, grinding kind of noises when you're walking on the stairs when they're done. So the other thing that I like to do is on my risers, you put the riser parts on first, and on the risers I like to start out with a full-length piece, one solid piece of the flooring. Then the middle one I usually put in 2 or 3 different pieces, and then I use a solid piece again on the top one. The reason for that is just to help hold everything together nice and straight and square, and just gives it a little more solid finish as well. Same thing on the treads. The nosing, you cut in one solid piece. The nosings usually come in about 8-foot lengths, but that can vary as well. So you cut off the piece you need, the length you need. Then I splice together some flooring for the center row, and I use a solid strip again on the back row. And again, just really for the same reason. It just helps lock everything together better, I think. Okay, so we got that. Another helpful thing is when you're cutting all these pieces is to cut a slight, other than the nosing, cut a slight angle on them, like a back angle, so that the finished face is the longest point. And that angle will just give you a little bit of room. If you can, I'm just going to over exaggerate. If this was the end of your board cut on an angle, when I swing it in here, you can see the back doesn't make contact with the wall at all, and then the front will make a nice clean contact. It's just easier to get it in without marking the walls all up. Okay, so we'll start with that. Like I said, I've got things all kind of pre-cut here. Where's my riser? So here's my riser piece. They aren't glued together. You could actually glue this together as a board. Sometimes it's harder to get in that way. This one's just sitting together right now. That angle I was talking about on the end, you really can't even see it. I only cut usually about 2 degrees of an angle, so it's hard to even show you on the actual piece of wood. So you basically just want to slide your piece into place, test fit it first. You want your riser to be flush to the top of the tread that you've already got, or really, really close. So we've got that all fit, ready to go. So I'm just going to move that out of the way and just lay it down and get it down out of the road here for right now. And I'm going to use some construction adhesive on that face there, and then reapply the riser board that we made up. So I'm being nice and generous. We want to make sure it sticks on there well. There's a nice big bead there. Just get things to stay out of my way. It's a little tight space here. And so we'll just install this again. Put it on there. Push it all in nice and tight to that adhesive. Most of the adhesives, if you can, they suggest pulling it away a little bit so that it just gives it a chance to flash off some of the solvent material that is in it. So you can see that. Give it a minute or so, and then just push it all back in there nice and tight. Make sure it's down where you want it, and that's all there is to that part. Okay, so there's our riser. Now here's our nosing piece that goes on here. So what's going to happen is, let's get a piece here. If this was representing our riser is sitting under there, something like that on the end. Sorry. Okay, so just like that. So when I figure out my width of my treads, what I usually do is I will set my nosing piece in there. Get it sitting in there where I want it. I'll look underneath, get an even space. I like to allow just a little bit extra room so it's not right tight against the riser part. So I've got a little bit of play there if I need it. So, you know, maybe not even 1/8 of an inch. Then what I would do is I would take measurements here. Usually it's going to be, you know, within reason to being equal. This space underneath here would allow you to have a little bit of movement one way or the other too, just so you can get an equal measurement there. It just makes it easier for cutting all your pieces. So then I just go to the miter saw and cut the lengths that I need to fit this direction, and as well then to the table saw to rip the one down that will fit at the back. That'll be the solid piece. But like I said, I've got that all pre-cut. So I've got my pieces here. So what I'm going to do, just set them out of the way. I've already test fit it, so I know that everything fits. So I'm going to take this nosing piece off, and I'll put some of the construction adhesive on here again, and then I can set all my pieces back in. And so same thing, I'm just putting a nice big set of beads there. Finished up here getting that adhesive on there. I like to get a bead across the front as well, and right out on the back top edge of this, of the riser panel that we put on there. Try to keep it back so it doesn't squirt out onto the surface here and underneath. So that'll just help glue those pieces right nicely together. Okay, I'm going to set this out of the way so we don't have it on us as well. So there's that. So now we've got our back piece, which is the one that I ripped down and is a solid length. I'm just going to lay that right back in there. My other pieces, this is a 2-piece section that I have made up. So I'm just kind of holding it into place, get it fit together. Trying not to get any adhesive on my fingers. Okay, so that's started together. Now we've got our nosing piece. And the same thing, I'm just laying it down in there. Get the tongue and groove lined up. Push everything back in tight, make sure this joint stayed tight. Just get everything sitting nice the way you want it. So you got a nice fit back here, you got a nice fit on the wall, and everything should be nice down there as well. So now there's the odd time, and I've got that situation right here where this piece here is wanting to cup up just a little bit. So I'm getting a little bit of a lip right here. Sometimes you can just put some weight on it, and you know, it'll stay down, held down in the glue once the glue dries. Sometimes you will have to maybe put a brad nail in there to hold that down, just so you don't get that lip there. The rest feels good. Okay, so I'll have to put some weight on that before the glue sets up and just get that held down in place. So you can see there's not really too much to it. The hardest part is just getting your pieces all cut and arranged so you're not banging up your walls, but yet you still get a nice cut there, or a nice fit, sorry, so that it looks good. Also, just try to be sure that your treads are going on level. If the existing framework that you're working with is a little out of kilter, front to back, then I would just make my, adjust my front riser piece. Maybe it needs to be raised up a little bit so that this isn't on a huge slope or whatever. So just play around with that, get these nice and level. So I don't think there's anything really more I can show you. There's no point in watching me finish this whole staircase, but I just wanted to pick one here that was easy to video and show you what I was doing. Okay, so thanks for watching. You can click the like button if you liked it. You can also go to the forum on our website at house-improvements.com, and there, once you get in the forum, you'll find different headings or different topics. Just click the right one, post up your question or your comment if you have, and I'll be sure to get back to you from there. Thanks for watching.